Hey guys, welcome back. Let's take a look at the market cap first. So we are right now at 172.5 billion. Remember the previous all-time high was 180, more or less. So let's see the chart. So let's see here. Yes, on my video yesterday we had this sell-off here. We went near to the previous all-time high and we had this sell-off, and now it's going back up again, like it wants to try again to break it. The previous high was here for 179, let's call it 180. And if we zoom in here to see what's going on, so it tried here, it couldn't break it, it didn't even get that close, like actually 1 billion away from the all-time high. Sell off, and now since then it's been uptrending, like it wants to try again. Let's see if it breaks it. If it does break it, I would expect for this to go parabolic, because it usually is what happens when we break all-time highs. I mean, if there's enough volume, everything should be going parabolic. And also the fact that the hard fork for Bitcoin is getting closer and closer, and we still have another hard fork after this one. So that's more reason to think the market cap in general is gonna break the all-time highs and go up. Let's see for the altcoins. The altcoins are far away from breaking the all-time high, excluding Bitcoin, but still they're uptrending, so everything seems bullish. If we look at the Bitcoin versus US dollar, this is Bitcoin versus USD Tether 4-hour candles from Bittrex. And I have just seen here a triangle. Well, I saw it yesterday, last night, before I went to bed. So I draw this triangle here. If it completes and breaks on the upside, the target is 6,145. This for the Bittrex exchange, as I said, for USD Tether, but it's gonna be different, a little bit different for US dollar. I have here the chart for Bitcoin versus US dollar 4-hour candle from Bitfinex. So I didn't draw this new triangle here, but I'm gonna do it now. But of course, triangles don't have to complete, and they don't have to meet targets if they don't want to. It's not an obligation. As you can see, I draw this triangle here the day before yesterday. It actually broke on the upside, but then it didn't hold. It was a false breakout, and then it went all the way down. So it's like, all right, Bitcoin, you got me here. So now we have this other new triangle here. Something like that, and the target, if it breaks on the way up, say it's gonna break around here. Yeah, the target is almost 6,200. According to this triangle, 6,188. But remember, triangles can also break on the downside, so you need to be prepared for anything. If it breaks down, it's gonna go to 5,330. 5,330. But since it's a bullish triangle, there's more probability that it's gonna break on the upside. If it breaks at all, it could perfectly just continue consolidating. I mean, there's no obligation for patterns to complete and break and meet targets, but you always have to assume that's the highest probabilities that they will do it. So there you go. These are the targets for Bitcoin if the triangle completes. Now Litecoin versus Bitcoin, I would read this as a bull trap, and now it's going down because it went above moving averages. This is the 1-hour candles, by the way. Litecoin versus Bitcoin 1-hour candle from Bittrex. So it had here a triple bottom, which is, you know, and it went up, which is bullish, like it doesn't want to go any lower than that. And then it started to uptrend, but now it's downtrending and below moving averages again. The volume is not good, as you can see here. So I wouldn't put any money, you know, I wouldn't put any Bitcoin into Litecoin as I see this right now. There's no evidence that this is going to be a trend reversal and that it's going to start outperforming Bitcoin. I mean, it could happen. It's like neutral, leaning to bearish. I mean, there's not enough evidence here to buy Litecoin. I wouldn't buy Litecoin with Bitcoin or with US dollar, because if I'm going to spend money in something, it's going to be the one that is outperforming everything, which is Bitcoin in this case, because you're going to get more value for your dollar. Next one, Ethereum versus US dollar. Okay, so Ethereum had this bullish triangle here, just exactly like Bitcoin did. After we had this red September here and this bottom, we started forming like an uptrend. It was a rising wedge, like in Bitcoin. The wedge was broken on the downside here, this down here, but then it went up, forming this high, which started to form a bullish triangle. And then with these lows here, it finished and it complete as a bullish triangle. And then the bullish triangle was broken on the upside, just like Bitcoin did, with a lot of volume, as you can see here, a very bullish breakout. It came back down to retest, as it happens many times, and it started to go up. But now it's going down. It couldn't, like, this second high is a little bit higher than the one before, but it's not showing that much strength, to be honest. We have red spikes of volume here, so it looks like a little bit weak at the moment. But with this being said, when triangles or patterns break out, they don't have to meet their target in one single candle. You know, they can just go sideways for a little bit, and the target can be reached later. Even if it's looking weak now, the target is still here, and the target for Ethereum versus US dollar is for $428 from Bitfinex. So if I was trading this, which I'm not, I'm all in Bitcoin. I'm all in Bitcoin and USD Tether. I don't have any other altcoins at the moment. But if I was trading this triangle, I would not exit this trade just because it's looking weak now. I would let it go and see if it reaches the target. If I would have entered on the breakout, I would maybe put my stop loss a little bit below, so that if it actually goes down, I would lose very, very little. I wouldn't put the stop loss right where I bought, because it can come back, you know, to retest again. But what I mean is, the target is still here. This triangle is still in play. So I would only exit this trade. I would only give up if my stop loss is run. Other than that, I would let it run. I would let it run because it's still okay. I mean, it's above moving average. So technically, this the moving average is it's gonna act as a support. If it goes that low, which I don't know, but if it was gonna go, so long as it's above moving average and it's bouncing on the moving average and going up, I would just let this trade run, and I would have my exit for sure here at $428. Bitcoin versus Ethereum versus Bitcoin. This is the 1 hour candles from Bittrex. It's bearish. It's just bearish. It was this was again a bull trap. It went above moving averages just for a minute, and then it went down, and it's like in between, up and down. In general, it's bearish, and there's a target all the way down there. I showed this in another video actually, but I want to show it again. So Ethereum is basically formed a huge bearish triangle, and it was broken, and it continues to downtrend. So the target for Ethereum is versus Bitcoin is all the way down here for 0.038. That's the reason why I'm all in Bitcoin, because I don't care if Ethereum versus US dollar has a target of $400. If I know Ethereum traded versus Bitcoin is bearish and it's gonna go down, this means Bitcoin is gonna go up versus Ethereum, which means I'm gonna be getting more value for my in terms of dollars, you know, even if both of them are uptrending in terms of dollars, if Bitcoin is overperforming Ethereum, I'm gonna get more value just by holding Bitcoin. So that's my assessment for Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Then I have Dash here. Dash is just in an ugly downtrend, and it should not be traded until this changes, until the trend reverses. I have been saying that when the price is below moving averages and it's bouncing off moving averages and it's doing lower highs and lower lows, you should always assume it's going to continue to do the same. It's going to continue to bounce off moving average, and every time it touches moving average, it's going to bounce off and go down. You always need to assume it will continue to do this until it doesn't do it. When you can see that the price actually goes above moving average and it starts doing higher highs and higher lows and bouncing on the moving average and going up, then you have your trend reversal there, and then you can go long. But until this doesn't happen, you don't need to be the first person to buy the very bottom. You know, you don't need to buy the very bottom. It's better if you wait for confirmations and evidence that this is going to be going up. You don't need to enter at the very bottom here, because you never know where the bottom is. So I hope this message is clear. And then we have here Bitcoin Cash versus Bitcoin. Bearish, just like Litecoin. Everything is bearish versus Bitcoin. Not everything, sorry, but most of the main altcoins. It's bouncing off moving average and it's doing lower lows and lower highs, so it's in a downtrend. Now it's consolidating, but this is not proof enough that it's going to reverse. There's nothing here telling you, oh yeah, this is the very bottom and it's going to reverse. No, it's been downtrending, so more likely by probability, even if you see it consolidating, it'll at some point, probably when it catch up with the second moving average, it's going to go down again. That's what you always need to assume when you see a chart like this. So no, Bitcoin is not ready to be bought. Even if that was the very bottom, I don't care. I prefer to wait for evidence before I buy it. And then the last one, XRP, Ripple. So Ripple, I think that was another bull trap. So it went down. I actually bought Ripple here. I showed it a few days ago on this bounce here. It bounced for a little bit, but then it started to crash. So I was lucky that I could exit right here before. So I avoided all this downtrend. This is Ripple versus Bitcoin. Again, I don't really care what's Ripple doing versus dollar, because if Bitcoin is to outperform Ripple, it means I'm gonna get more value in dollars from just holding Bitcoin. So it crashed here, and now since then it did one high and one higher high. So we have only one higher high, which is not higher than this one, but just from the very previous one. And we had this low, then one higher low, and here with this we don't know, like it's gonna, well, this is 3 minutes. We are 3 minutes away from this candle closing. These are the 4-hour candles, so it's gonna close somewhere around here. It's gonna be a higher low, but still a huge red candle. A lot of red volume here. We will have to see with Ripple. It looks a little bit more neutral, but it's not uptrending. We need a higher high compared to this one to be actually uptrending. So I wouldn't be ready to enter Ripple versus Bitcoin right now. So yeah, the conclusion is the best thing to be holding at the moment is Bitcoin, even if it's right now. It's got this bullish pattern here. It's got the hard fork coming. Even if it was to go down from here, as of right now, when I'm making this video, now the best hold is Bitcoin. But maybe it's not the best time to enter it now, because yeah, it just had this huge rally. So if you didn't enter at the breakout, you probably want to wait for a dip. But yeah, I'm not sure if there's going to be another dip anytime soon, if this triangle breaks on the way up. Guys, I'm going to leave it here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.